In this video, we're going to learn about creating an innovation community. Now, one of the big trends in innovation is, given the internet, how easy it is to collaborate across boundaries, across the corporation, across your organization, across your school, a group of individuals coming together. So the idea here is, how do we cross boundaries and sync things up to make innovation happen, to make things better and new? Now, in general, these kinds of communities are called COINs, Collaborative Open Innovation Networks, COINs. And COINs are basically developed in order to bring out the intelligence of the group, the resources of the group, in order to do something that the group itself or individually it couldn't be done. It's drawing on the power of the collective mind. Now, there's a few things you want to do when you're building your COIN. First, you want to make sure you have really talented people and you're developing them. Now, talented doesn't necessarily mean the person with the most degrees. It could be the person with the most domain expertise. So if you're talking about football, somebody who's an expert football player. Now, the second thing you want to do is you want to make sure that that community is very positive. It's drawing on each other's energy. It's high performing. People are really excited about being there. You want to make sure that you're drawing on the widest possible area of expertise, because remember, we're bringing people together, and if they all think the same things, it's not that valuable. You want enough points of departure to have constructive conflict in this community so that we create those hybrids, those innovations. And finally, we want a collaborative environment where people expect to work together. They expect to be mentored. They expect to understand what the other person is doing. They expect to create things together. Now, when we look at a COIN, what we really want to do is we want to connect two groups of people. We want to connect seekers, and those are people who are looking for answers. They want to know how to cure a disease. They want to know how to make a garden grow. And we want to connect them with solvers. And those are people who have real domain expertise about how to make that happen. So when we connect people who have a need for something and the people who know how to solve something, we're going to create solutions. So we're creating, in a sense, a marketplace where seekers and solvers come together. Now, every COIN, every collaborative group has to have a mission, a reason it exists. And the way we're going to get a mission is we're going to start out with a mission when we create our COIN, but the first people we bring into it, we're going to ask them some questions, and our mission is going to evolve. We're going to ask, who are we? That's our sense of identity. We're going to ask, what are our fundamental beliefs? What are our core principles here? What is it that the group wants? What is it that the group is seeking? It's seeking a cure to a disease. It's seeking a better way to help people who are maybe homeless. And then finally, how are we going to seek it? Are we going to do it through raising money? We're going to do it through technology. We're going to do it through engaging and energizing the government. How are we going to do it? These things together are going to create our mission, and our mission is going to be a guiding star. It's going to be one of the things that not only keeps us together on our values, it's also going to keep us together on our goals, our vision, and our processes. Now, once we have a mission, we have to keep our group engaged and energized, and we're going to do this in a way that's kind of beyond rational thinking. I want you to think about a sports team that you follow, or a college that you love, or a symbol for something that just brings you to tears. These are not terribly rational things, but they're very powerful in holding us together. So it's very important that these COINs, these collaborative innovation groups, have a symbol, something that actually represents what you're doing. And this is usually some kind of a graphic or some kind of a color or a picture. It should also have a slogan, something that it believes, making innovation happen, or, just do it, those kinds of things. It should have a story. Every group needs a story. Why was it created? The genesis story. What's its sense of destiny? Where is it going? Who should belong, right? Because people identify with stories. And finally, a manifesto. And a manifesto is kind of a declaration of beliefs. We believe these things, and we believe this is what the world should look like. And that's going to give us that sense of destiny. That's going to pull us forward. So in addition to having a mission, we also need to energize these emotional parts of ourselves that bring us together, that join us in a common cause. Now, when you're building your collaborative innovation community, remember there are reasons people join, and they're different reasons. So consider, for example, the compete point of view. These people often join groups because they have goals. It helps them get ahead financially. It helps them get some tools to achieve the kind of results that they want. If you've got a collaborate or a yellow point of view, this person might join the group because they want to get mentored. They want to connect with some people. They want some people who have shared values with them. The control point of view, the red point of view, might join a group because this is a road to the top. Maybe they get certified. Maybe they learn to do something. Maybe they're given some very specific tools, how to train for something or how to lose weight. And finally, the create point of view joins groups because they want to express themselves. They want to design things. They want to create things. So when you create your network, your innovation network, if you want it to be truly diverse, remember, we're going to have different aspects of it that bring these various points of view, these various dominant logics, these various types into your group. Now remember, even though it's a collaborative open innovation network, it's an open innovation community, we still need leadership. It can be a person, it can be a group of people, but we still have to find some people who can actually lead this organization and keep it moving forward. So first, we want people who have compatible values to our mission statement. People really believe in what we're doing. They drank the Kool-Aid, if you will. We want people who've been members of teams and groups like this before and have been really successful. And people have been really successful maybe in even building an entire organization. We want people who can refer or bring other people into our group. So they're relatively well connected. We want people who are energized, are really passionate about this. And we want people who know how to look both inside to the normal areas where we'd find people who might belong to this group, maybe in our domain, our location, etc., but also look outside across boundaries to maybe some places we haven't looked for people who can really add something to this group. Whatever form of leadership we choose for our innovation community, we're going to have to balance some competing needs. We're going to have a challenge in the community so that people actually are working towards a goal. There's some outcome. We're going to have harmony so people get along. We don't want too much strife. We're going to have responsibilities. People are going to have roles and responsibilities to make sure that things stay on track. And finally, we're going to want to have a degree of freedom so that people feel free to express themselves and to actually create new and better things. However we decide to lead our innovation community, we're going to have to balance all four of these aims. One of the most attractive aspects of collaborative innovation networks is the reunion of opposite, bringing people together with very different points of view. When at a distance, maybe they were at odds, maybe they were enemies, but when they work together, when they collaborate together, this constructive conflict produces something much bigger, much greater, much better than either of them could create on their own. Think about great companies and how they're built. Think about great scientists and how discoveries are made. Think about great artists and how they make their great art. One of the things that COINS can do is put these disparate groups together to create the kind of hybrid, synthetic innovation and solutions you're trying to produce. It's wise to keep your thumb on the pulse of your community once it's functioning. And you want to pay attention to two things. You want to pay attention to kind of what's working and not working and why it is. And you want to make sure that you're asking your community this. But you're also asking the community for ways to grow. What should you be doing? Are there projects you should be working on? Are there things that the community cares about that maybe you haven't been paying attention to? Are there new types of teams or new types of subparts of the community to build? By regularly inquiring the health of the community and giving the community an opportunity to respond back, the community will be engaged and will continue to grow and move forward. Once your innovation community is operating efficiently and effectively, you want to turn your attention to growth. To do that, you want to add new members to your community. These are people with new skills and different points of view and new connections and new tools, and they bring their passion to the community. And what you want to do is plug them into the community so that they re-energize everyone and you continue to grow. A useful way to think about growth in the modern innovation community is to think about binary stars. Now, what a binary star is, a star that has planets that rotate around it, like our sun and our solar system, and when it meets another star, a binary star, they trade planets. So your innovation community can trade or connect to other innovation communities. So if your innovation community is all about biotech, maybe it's time that it connects to an innovation community about consumer electronics, because some of the learnings that are going to happen between these binary stars are going to help each community grow in new and highly imaginative ways. Finally, the basic idea in building an innovation community is to cross boundaries. It's to put diverse thinkers and diverse talents into a virtual or a physical space and giving them a common cause to develop things that are better and new that they could not develop on their own.